Hi, Michael Buffer here, and you are watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal Khan for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law. Delighted to be joined by the voice of Sky Sports Boxing, Mr. Adam Smith. Adam, public workout done, press conference done, weigh-in done, gloves are off done, going back and forth at each other. It's all done. It's all done. We are good to go now. The fight is happening.
Green for go, and I'm so excited that they came in in such supreme condition today. I think when the fight was eventually first announced, obviously years and years in the making, but when we said at that first press conference down in London that the fight was on, there was some in the trade who said, oh, you know, they're has-beens and they're too old for this and it's too late. Just look at the shot of them on the scales and tell me that these aren't two fighters who want this more than anything. They have trained ferociously hard for this fight. They have locked themselves away. They have left no stone unturned. They are absolutely primed and ready for battle on Saturday night. And remember, they are still two of the best welterweights around. And the way they made the weight, I mean, brilliant that Kel came in under 10-9, fantastic, you know, credit to Greg and Dominic and the team, but just to Kel's dedication for this fight. And he wanted to prove that. That's a psychological advantage. I think it was an unsavory press conference yesterday, as we know, and I think if Amir got the advantage or said things he shouldn't have done then, and he wound Kel up, and yeah, we got some stuff we didn't need, and that was downright wrong. But today, what we got was maybe a slight swing towards Kel Brook. They both looked in phenomenal, wonderful condition. But I think Kel, to make that weight, he was lapping up the atmosphere here, the pro-Khan fans in Manchester, and you know, he's wanted this and he's waited for this moment, and this is the time to deliver. Is he ultimately good enough? Is Amir a little bit too classy for him, or will Kel's timing, power and strength, you know, seize the day tomorrow night? It's going to be about keeping their emotions in check, keeping cool, listening to their corners, and making sure that the adrenaline is not pumping too much, because everybody is so excited for this fight. You know, we've waited so long for it. When those weights were read out, it was like a big celebration. It's like it's on, and yeah, we just are so excited for it.
When in 2018, when Fury fought Wilder, at that point, a lot of people never expected the phenomenal trilogy that they gave to boxing fans. There's talks, obviously, of a rematch clause in the contract, and do you think that we could potentially be looking at a second fight and a third fight, given what goes down on Saturday night, if this fight does live up to its expectation?
Do you know what? I think we all look forward to tomorrow night. It has been so long coming. Let's enjoy this at the Manchester Arena, February the 19th, and let's hope we get an absolute humdinger, a classic of British boxing, of world boxing, of a feud, of a rivalry that needs to find a conclusion. If it's a great fight, if it's a fantastic fight, and if the fighters want to go again, then let's talk about that then. Obviously, there's nothing in boxing quite like rematches and trilogies, but that means the first fight has been so good or so controversial or so different that it needs another. Let's concentrate on this one. We've got them in the ring. There's going to be that moment, isn't there, when everybody goes out. I remember when we saw Mayweather and Pacquiao together in Vegas, and we thought, are we really seeing this? Are these two cardboard cutouts? You know, we've seen the fake promos before, but actually they're there together inside the square circle just with a referee. All you're going to get left tomorrow night is Victor Lachlan calling them together, taking them out. The corners are going to be there, and they're just going to stand there in their corners. Now, if you remember Ben and Eubank at Old Trafford, when they just stood in their corners for the rematch there, that was ironically a week after or a week before Ben Shalom was born, right? Now we have this grudge match here, February the 19th, 2022, and there's going to be that moment where they come together that everybody around the world is going to be thinking, wow, it's finally happening, and it's going to be surreal. And then we're just going to enjoy it. And the gladiators go to work. I wish them both the best of luck. They've been great fighters for us at Sky and for British boxing. And may the best man win. And let's hope we have an absolute cracker. And if we do, maybe we go again.
It was always going to be a huge ask for yourself, the rest of the team at Sky Sports and Boxer, to move on to the new path. Eddie Hearn went his way with DAZN and Matchroom, but you guys have, me personally, I think you've done phenomenally well with the new journey. I mean, we've had Eubank versus Williams, we've had Savannah Marshall headline in our hometown, we've had the GWOAT Clarissa Shields come to the UK. There's now talks of Shields versus Marshall at St James's Park, and you've delivered this fight where fans have been wanting to see for over 10 years now. Are you happy with the progress that you've made since the new journey's begun at Sky Sports and Boxer?
I am happy with the progress, but as I keep telling Ben, who I speak to 10 times a day, and we've got a very close and flourishing relationship and partnership, it's about building. It's about slowly building. Let's just take every day as it comes. Yes, it's a fantastic February lineup, but you know, there's going to be times where it's not as exciting, or we do get difficulties, and I think it's about balancing, and it's about taking our time. Yeah, Eddie's taken his stable to the zone. They've got huge amounts of shows. They're doing their thing, and good luck to them, and I'm watching it, and there's some good fights going on, but we just got to stay with our business. For me, it's about making sure that the Sky customers have as best as we can deliver, and for Ben, that he builds the best stable that he can. So I think what we've been really careful doing is selecting fighters that are a bit different, that have all got characters, whether they're unsung heroes or young pretenders, or you know, the slightly the sort of the not the older brigade, but the you know, the ones that can still, you know, headline shows. And I think it's that mixture, the variety, the versatility of the stable, which is important, and also, you know, making sure that they enjoy the Sky platform and everything that it has to offer. The Sky, you know, you've seen this week the shoulder programming, the behind the ropes, the gloves are off, all Sky Sports news. It's special when we're in the sunshine for a box office event. It doesn't happen every day. It happens, you know, 3 or 4 times a year, and then. But what's good about this is that we're getting big fights on Sky Sports as well. You know, the Eubank Williams fight, the Taylor Catchwell fight next week. So what we want to try and do is give the customers the best we can. And as I said, my old saying, you can't have every sweet in the jar, and we certainly haven't got that. But what we have to is we've got some very passionate people, some very dedicated people. We've got an incredible platform. We've got 30 years of Sky boxing history, and this is a fight that we're all really excited about. Let's enjoy it, and I hope everybody out there does as well.
Apologies, Adam, I also forgot to mention next week's fight down in Scotland between Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall, another great fight for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world. Super lightweight championship of the world. We've seen Canelo Alvarez has been offered a few lucrative deals during this week, a couple from the PBC, a couple from Eddie Hearn.
He's very welcome to come and fight over here if he wants.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you next. I mean, it is still baby steps with the new journey, but you're delivering. But at some point, are you going to look to reach out to the Canelo Alvarez's and maybe even go one better and have a look at people like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, who are taking the sport to another level now? Is that the overall plan in the next 6 months to a year?
We always look at what's out there. You know, we did the KSI and Logan Paul fight in LA, and we had a lot of criticism from boxing fans for that, but ultimately we felt there was a place for that it's entertainment, there was an audience, there was eyeballs. So we went to LA, we had a great time. I really enjoyed working with Bazinga and Joe Weller. I think Joe's here tomorrow night, and obviously KSI, who's now fighting, and that's what he Vidal Riley, who's now fighting. He really wants to make his impression, and KSI and Logan Paul were great characters, and we enjoyed that. So we're always looking at different things, but ultimately, you know, we are very keen, and Boxer are very keen, and Ben wants to make a difference to boxing. He wants to, you know, put tournament shows on. He wants to bring opportunities to fighters that maybe didn't have them, and he wants to put on as good a matches as he can. He's got the excellent voice of John Wischusen in his ear. He's got our team to help support as well, and I think that's the key. But yeah, of course, Terence Crawford's here this week. You know, I said to Terence just now backstage, I said, did you see that crowd out there today? Come back and fight in Britain. We had him before with Ricky Burns. We'd love to have him. We'd love to have Canelo. We'd love to have all the great fighters come over. I've talked to Todd DeBurf about, you know, we had Michaela Mayer there the other week in Cardiff, Clarissa Shields, as you said. I'd love to have Loma back. You know, of course we do. We want to put the best on in Britain. But as I said, we can't have everything. We've got a really, really good month. We're really looking forward to the Josh Taylor Jack Catchwell fight next week as well. But it's calm Brook for now, and it's a fight that everybody wants to see. They're curious about this fight. And I was on TalkSport earlier, and Adam Catchwell has said, what fight fans want to see are 50-50 fights where you don't know who's going to win. And nobody in this venue here, nobody in Manchester, nobody in the UK, nobody even in Team Brook and Team Khan can tell us exactly what's going to unfold tomorrow night. And for me, that's exactly what we want to deliver to the fans.
Can I give you my prediction, Adam?
I'd love to hear it.
I'm predicting a great fight.
Me too.
Now it's your turn. Give me a prediction. What goes down in the main event?
I'm also predicting a great fight. I'm really looking forward to being ringside. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the two of them can dish up after all these years. And they're not at their peak. They're not what they were probably at their times when Amir was schooling Devon Alexander, and great performances, and Kell obviously against Sean Porter was probably the peak for him. But I think Dominic Ingles told me that Kell is in the best shape of his life since that camp. The Crawford team are immensely confident. Amir looks wonderfully well. I think it's going to be an absolutely brilliant fight. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just know it's going to be one to remember, and I just hope everybody tunes in and, as I said, enjoys it, because these things don't come along very often. And when you get them in the ring, we missed out, didn't we, on Hatton and Witter? We missed out on Carl Froch and Joe Calzaghe. We missed out way back on Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe, which is a fight that I was always saying to Lennox, I want that rematch from the Olympics, and it never happened. That was a shame. Let's enjoy this. Mayweather Pacquiao, years in the waiting, and didn't really deliver as a great fight, unfortunately. But I think this will. I think the styles will gel. I think there's so much bitterness and rivalry. It can't not be an absolute epic of a fight. And let's hope that we're right about that it's a great fight. And as I said, the best man win, and let's hope there's some respect after each other, because we all deserve to have that too.
Adam Smith, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you out here in Manchester. Thank you very much for your time as always. Enjoy tomorrow night. I know I am, and I look forward and hopefully catching up with you after fight night tomorrow night.
Sure. See you tomorrow night.